Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Good morning, and to those in Australia, good night. So, thanks for joining, Hot Dog, and thanks for the tip about what's happening in China and how things happen in China. That was very helpful in understanding Illumina. So that said, let's go on and have a look at what's in store for us. And I'm thinking, are we being set up? Because we have very interesting headlines coming up. If you look at what is here, it says Trump winks at gentler tariffs boosting markets. So whatever I understand about Trump, I think he likes to have fun. He's an older person. He's lived his life, and he's just playing with all of us. He's having a time of his life, being the center of attention and doing whatever he wants to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow he turns around and says, no, I'm serious about tariffs and we're going to keep it as it is, and the market comes crashing down. So the fundamentals say something and Trump says something. I think Trump will always triumph. So that's the way I'm looking at this market, and we had to go step by step carefully. If you look at the futures, they're all mildly positive. In the past, we have seen mildly positive futures like this can change into red in a dime. So we had to keep that aspect in mind as well. That we shouldn't be surprised if suddenly we see the markets turn around. That can definitely happen, because many times when we look at our 500-day exponential moving average, or those key critical lines that we use for guidance, we find that they tend to change. Price just goes a little bit above that, flushes out everybody, and then comes back again, respecting the historical trend lines that have held their own. So it could happen again. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the 200-day exponential moving average. Even if we have breached it, there is always a possibility for it to come down. And that's why we always look for a retest. So for a bull case to become true, we need to have a retest happening. So I'll keep that in mind. Let us go and have a look at what's happening with the NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures is up around 8%. And as you can see here, we are above the 200-day exponential moving average, as well as we are above the 20-day exponential moving average. So this could have flushed out a lot of people. Now what we have to do is wait for a retest, and then it can move upwards. And in my mind, I'm thinking that this candle out here was actually a retest, because we already broken out of it. But I can't be sure, because I'm a retail investor, not an expert trader. So I would still wait for another retest to happen and then for the price to go up. If the retest fails, then we come down, and this resistance out here is going to become a support. So I'm going to mark this at 20,038.50 as a support. So that's going to be our support if we fail the retest. If you look at the MACD, it's looking great, but momentum is just even Steven, like it's not giving us an indication which way it's going. It's flat, and it's also at average. So both of these put together makes me feel that we could have surprises today. One should be careful. Then you look at the diagonal line of resistance, which has been breached. That gives you confidence that, yeah, we are on a bull channel, but we can always come back down again. And if you consider this to be a bear flag, which is still a possibility, because we have not crossed half or 50% of this drop that we have had here, in which case we have another 10% down this way, on the way back down. So we'll be looking at getting closer to recession. So that possibility still remains. So let's be cautious today. That's the message. Then we look at S&P 500. S&P 500 is up 0.11% in pre-market trades. It's above this line of support at 5,817.50. Let me quickly mark all the supports again, because we have just leapfrogged over all of them very quickly, and I had not done my housekeeping, so it's all done out here. So this support has to be retested, and then we have a resistance, and that resistance is going to be somewhere around 5,856.50, and the horizontal line of resistance at 5,861.50. So very strong area of resistance, and if we manage to break through that today, then I think we'll probably start a bull channel out here, and we should all look at seeing the stock prices going up. And as a result, today I have placed an order to sell 300 of FNGD on 2 of my accounts, booking some losses. I have around 1,000 in one and around 700 in the other. I'm just trying to cut down my shorts. So that's the only shorts that I have at this point of time. And if you look at dollar index, it's weakening a little bit. This is good for the US dollar. But if you go to the 10-year yields, they are starting to rise. And friends, we know that when the yields go up, that's when the stock market becomes less attractive as compared to the bond market, and money moves out of the stock market and gets into the bond market. So we'll have to look at that aspect as well. So how much can Trump manipulate the markets? I think as President of the United States, with the ultimate authority over the fiscal policy, and he can do a whole lot of damage to the market, and he can also boost the market. It depends on what is his whim, and he's in the unique position. I think when we look back at this point of time in history, we'll be really celebrating Trump as someone who really had a lot of fun. I would say if you look at the movie called Back to School, there was a comedy called Back to School, in which an old millionaire goes back to school to complete his graduation and has a whale of a time. I think Trump is having that kind of a time out here. Good for him. He's enjoying it. But as retail investors, we have to be careful. Let's go on to AI. Nvidia is down 0.68% in the pre-market trades, and it's just below the 200-day exponential. So I'm looking at the testing of the 200-day. If we want to retest the 200-day exponential before we get all giddy about going upwards. So right now the retest has not happened, but we are still in pre-market, and pre-market traders are basically retail traders. So they may or may not know what's going to happen yet, but MACD is looking good. Momentum is also at average and it's moving in the right direction. So we could still have to wait until the market opens and see which direction it goes. Somewhere around 10 o'clock, we'll get an idea of the direction. Then look at Meta. Meta is really strong. It's up 1.02%. It has broken out. It's got a huge gap up out here. Gap ups are always irregular price movement, and they're always going to be a magnet for pulling it down. So I don't know what we are going to do with Meta. I'm just going to watch it. It's trying to battle this 20-day exponential moving average. If it manages to stay above that, which it has done during the pre-market, if it manages to stay above that, then it has got very strong resistance in the area of around 635.09, which is this blue line that you see here. It's the 50-day exponential moving average, which along with this horizontal line of resistance at 636.70 is going to be very formidable. I don't think Meta would be able to break that today. And at the same time, the attraction of this gap up is going to be there. Look at Google. Google is at this line of resistance out here as of yesterday. It was held back by that, and this morning it's up 0.41%. It has broken above this diagonal line of resistance of this bear channel. So I marked that green, and now it's going to battle the 20-day exponential moving average. And if it manages to break through that, then it has a huge area of selling, which is this red rectangular box that you see here. That's going to be a formidable resistance for Google today. I don't think it's going to be able to break out above that. And then we look at Amazon. Amazon is up 0.43% in pre-market trades. Yesterday it was fighting the 20-day exponential moving average, and today it's already above that. And I think that that's going to be support for the stock today, and our resistance is going to be at 207.87. That said, let us look at Apple. Apple is flat in pre-market trades, but yesterday it managed to convert the 9-day exponential into a support. So that support will still remain for today. Pre-market, we are already above that support, but we have a very strong resistance at the point where the 200-day and the 20-day exponential moving average, both of them tend to merge together, and that point happens to be 224.42. That's going to be a very strong resistance for Apple today. Next, let us look at Microsoft. Microsoft is up 0.27% in pre-market trades, and it's above the 20-day exponential moving average. And our next resistance for Microsoft is going to be 399.89, and I don't think it's going to be able to break through above that today. Everything in small increments, and we want to retest the 20-day exponential, which we'll try to do today. MACD is looking great. Momentum is also picking up. And we have Tesla, which is up 1.84. Tesla is looking very strong, and it's going to test the 200-day exponential moving average. It also has a gap up out here. So I would say that the biggest test for Tesla today is going to be breaking the 200-day exponential moving average. And when I'm looking at the overall situation for Tesla, from a fundamental point of view, I don't think they're going to meet their targets for sales, and I think there's a lot of customer hesitation as well. But the positive for Tesla is that we have a news report where I think Pam Bondi has said that they are going to look at Tesla vandalism as a major issue, and I think they have a task force going on. I'm trying to quickly look at that news report. Maybe I saw it in CNN. Let me quickly put up CNN out here. I just want to make sure that it's something that I saw. Well, as it happens in live streams, it's very difficult to get the article that you want. So you're flying by the seat of your pants in a live stream. So at this point of time, I'm not able to find it, but I have seen an article yesterday when I was doing the genomics video. And that article said that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General for US, is actually looking at creating a task force to focus on Tesla vandalism. That's going to be a really good support for Tesla stock price. I think that's going to help Tesla a lot. And it's going to be very helpful for breaking this 200-day exponential moving average. And we also want to retest the 20-day exponential before we get too excited about Tesla. Oracle is up 0.04%. It's still above this diagonal line of resistance of this bear channel. So we'll have to see whether it continues to remain out there. Oracle is not showing that great a strength out here. MACD has become bullish, and momentum is still below average, so I can't take this to the bank yet. And we are still below the 20-day and the 200-day exponential moving average. To that extent, it's a bit bearish, and it is trying to create higher highs and higher lows, but it has just about broken out of this diagonal line of support of the bear channel. So I want to see a bunch of higher highs and higher lows outside of this channel so that I can say that we are on a bull channel. That has not yet happened yet. AMD is up 0.18, a very strong recovery for AMD. I was thinking that maybe it will form a shoulder out here, and then we can have a head and shoulder and plot out a target. But it seems to have mind of its own, and it's moving up sharply. But again, friends, there is this gap up. Gap ups are not very good. They tend to pull the stock down. Pre-market, it's up 0.18. Considering that it had such a huge jump, and this just 0.18 out here, makes me think that the investors are having second thoughts about it. Intel Corporation, as I mentioned yesterday, it was going to follow this gap fill, and it did come down yesterday, and it's going to come down. And Hot Dog is saying, I did buy Tempus AI TAM at 45 last week. As I said, congratulations, Hot Dog. We'll also check out Tempus TEM and see whether you made some money in that. If you're in a profit, you bought it at 45, it's at 59. Wow, that's amazing, Hot Dog. Congratulations, you made a lot of money. I would say book some profits. Take the money while it is there. I'm planning to do that this year. I sold a little bit of Berkshire yesterday to book some profits and lock in the profits, because I've been riding the roller coaster. I see a lot of profits, I don't book it, then the stock goes down, and then I see a lot of losses and I don't want to book it. So I've been riding a roller coaster. So for the first time I sold Berkshire, a little bit of Berkshire, and booked some profit. So yeah, congratulations. This is great, and I'm happy for you, and I feel some positive vibes out here looking at your profits. It seems like I have made some profits. That said, let's go back to where we were. Intel, as I was saying, in Intel we'll drop towards this, and today also we are down a little bit. So I'm thinking that the gap fill is going to take priority, and also the retesting of the 9-day and the 20-day exponential has to happen. The 200-day is pushing us down sharply. So Intel is bearish. Then look at SMCI, which is up 0.29%. It is riding this diagonal line of support of the bull channel. So it's going great on the right direction. Qualcomm is up 0.02%, but it's got this support at 158.44, which is going to be the support for it today. I'm marking it in the green. And also the 20-day exponential is going to be a support. It's at 158.73. Yesterday was a doji candle, a line of indecision pushed down by the 50-day exponential. So today will be a test, and I'm thinking that we are going to test the 20-day exponential moving average. Let's go on to AVGO, which is down 0.17%. So Broadcom has not been able to break through above the 20-day exponential, and it's not been able to break through above 198.64, which is a horizontal resistance. And it's also broken down below the 9-day exponential. It is still consolidating, so I'm going to look for some more signs of it going up. So we'll give it a benefit of doubt. MACD is bullish, so I'm giving it a benefit of doubt. Momentum has to pick up. Maybe the magic happens today, who knows. Palantir is up 0.59%. It is still riding the bull channel out here, so I'll leave it at that. Palantir could continue to go up and test the resistance at 101.40. So to that extent, I'll look at Palantir, still positive. And then you look at SMH. Good morning, Inf. Thanks for joining. And then we have SMH. SMH is up 0.16% in pre-market trades. And friends, I can see a cup and handle pattern out here for SMH. Maybe if NVIDIA picks up, SMH will then be able to break this 200-day exponential moving average and move upwards. And we also have to retest the 20-day exponential moving average. So the cup and handle pattern that I'm talking about can be visualized out here. Let me just take this and plot this out. So I think it could go up. To that extent, I think that I'm bullish on semiconductors, but I have not seen that much on the NVIDIA chart yet. Hopefully, NVIDIA also starts showing that. Then we have, let's go down to Rigetti. Rigetti is down 1.74% this morning after going up 7.82 yesterday. It is still on this diagonal line of support, and MACD is still positive. Momentum is at average, so I'll leave it at that. I think as long as we are above this mild bull channel, I'm okay with it. I'm holding my shares. And SMR, after going up 4.14% yesterday, is down 1.59% this morning. I think we have been pushed down by the 50-day exponential moving average. We need to do a retest of the 20-day before we get excited about this. MACD is really good, and momentum has also picked up, and the pre-market action being negative is giving me a little bit of a pause, but we'll have to wait for the market to open. Everything is a bit uncertain, and right now Trump is in a good mood, and maybe the tariffs are going to be very, very targeted, and India has already responded to US by reducing tariffs on a whole lot of goods before the reciprocal tariff kicks in on April 2. So Modi has given a win for Trump, and hopefully that translates very well for the Indian IT companies and Indian exports. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Ford Motors will make a re-entry into India. So that's a distinct possibility. So to that extent, I think Trump has succeeded. He has got some wins that he can show and say that we are not being exploited anymore and we are not the suckers. AV is up 0.25% again after gaining 2.94 yesterday. And of course, congratulations once again to Hot Dog for exploiting TEM. And I think he's made very good profits, around $12 per share. I think that's phenomenal. So congratulations once again. We already done a video on genomics, so I'm going to go and show you something else, which is again giving me a thought that, you know, there is something that the market is trying to tell us. If you look at this chart here for XLP, what I see here is a reverse head and shoulders, which is a very bullish pattern. Reverse head and shoulders, it's in the formation. Maybe I would like to buy a little bit of XLP out here. If a recession or stagflation happens, I think XLP is going to rebound, and that could go up significantly. So is this a hint from the market that maybe a recession is around the corner or a stagflation is around the corner? Remember, Fed Chief Powell was talking about increasing inflation and increasing unemployment. That combination is basically stagflation. So let us think about that. So with that said, I think I would like to bring this video to an end. Hot dog or inf, if you have any ticker that you think is going to be interesting, I would like to consider that and see if I want to get into it today and maybe do a little bit of analysis on that. And while I'm waiting for your response, I'm going to go back into indicators. I'm going to go look at gold. Gold has shown a little bit of resurgence. It is getting a good deal of support from the 9-day exponential moving average, and it could yet rebound from the 9-day and go and test the resistance, and that could take it well above 3020. So that's another possibility out there. Inf is asking, did we cover SMCI, Amazon and Google? Yes, we did. We covered SMCI, Amazon and Google. SMCI, let's go to SMCI. SMCI is looking decent. It's riding this bull channel out here. Pre-market it is flat. So I'm thinking that it can still retest the 9-day, 20-day and the 50-day and also this diagonal line of support. It's had multiple touch points out here. So this support is pretty strong. It's created a bull channel. So I'm thinking that SMCI should do well today. When the market opens, see, it's already become a bit positive. And then you asked about SMCI, Amazon and Google. So I'm just going to do a quick Amazon for you. Amazon is looking good. It's up 0.41% in pre-market. It's above the 200-day and the 20-day exponential. So I just wanted to retest the 20-day and the 200-day exponential before I get excited about it. It's creating a new bull channel. The main concern I had was this gap up that we have out here and the fact that Trump can change his mind on a dime. So if he decides that tariffs are still there, or if the market suspects that they haven't got confirmation from Trump, then that could make things go around. But if you look at the headline out here, it says market action shows how tariff remain the primary catalyst for stock recovery. That indicates to you that tariffs is a big deal, and Trump has indirectly given his blessings to rollback of tariff or being focused on tariffs being very, very narrow. That's what has given the optimism. If Trump tweets something which betrays that, then you can immediately see the market going down. Hot dog is saying, I'm selling out of my China positions if rally occurs. Yeah, sounds decent, because anything that goes up has to come down. The German index also is getting a bit saturated after going up a lot. So maybe it's a turn for money to come out from German and Chinese market and go back into the US, thanks to Trump's hints. But again, Trump can change his opinion and things can go out again. So good move, hot dog. And Google was the last thing that I wanted to do for Sandeep before I wind up. So where are we here? Why did I get into this screen out here? Let's see. Something happened. I'm going to go back into the charts. I think our chart went out. So just bear with me for a minute. There's a glitch going on out here. I'm going to try and get back our Explorer chart. So for some reason OBS is not picking up Explorer. So let me give us a second. Something happened out here, hot dog. Yes, I got it finally. So this kind of a glitch happens with OBS from time to time. I'm glad I caught it immediately. So this was the article that I was showing. I don't know if you saw it. So let's go back to Google. Google was the last thing, right? Inf. So where is Google? So Google is positive. It's up 0.58%. What I was remarking was that we broke out of this line of resistance, which has been holding us up yesterday. So I marked it into a line of support. So we are out of this bear channel, but we are another bear channel away. So this diagonal line of resistance still remains, and we have to retest this diagonal line of resistance from the previous bear channel, and also we have to break through this 20-day exponential. So it's a tall order. MACD is bullish, but momentum is still below average, and we had a gap up again out here which will act as a magnet to drag it down. So I'm ambivalent, but I have reduced my FNGD position a little bit because I think that we could have a upward movement until we get challenged and we come down because Trump said or tweeted something. So this administration is very interesting. We had battle plans going off to a journalist, the Yemen bombing of the Houthis, all that planning and aftermath of all of that went to a journalist. So it's not exactly a very professional administration, but they have clear ideas. They are acting on their convictions. But unlike typical politicians who don't give you a clear idea of what they are doing and they operate in the background and they do things subtly, as far as the Trump administration is concerned, it's all going to be a cowboy style thing. So you can expect anything. So be careful, because Trump can move markets. So Trump has the power. He is the Trump card. Watch out for Trump. Go step by step. That's my motto today. I'm going to go step by step. I'm not going to believe totally on technical analysis, because Trump can change the outcomes. Technical analysis is just a probability. It's a WWE style presidency. I had forgotten that, and I've been reminded very nicely with the rip-off rally that we saw recently. With that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end, and I hope you all a very happy trading and very happy travels for you. Pack up everything. Don't forget your travel documents and take all your vaccinations and everything. Don't eat street food for at least a week after you land. All the best. See you guys. Bye for now.